Welcome to Biology, My Passion. I am Soumya Harikrishna. We are learning the chapter Tissues. In the previous video, we learned up to epidermis and we covered simple tissues. After that, up to epidermis and its modifications. We know epidermis is the outer covering of a small herbaceous plants. But when the herbaceous plant is becoming a woody trunk, then certain changes will take place. That means the single layer of thin epidermis might rupture and a multi-layered cell will take the place of that epidermis. Then it forms a structure called a cork or bark of a tree, which is the outermost hard covering which is made up of multicellular structure. So how is this happening? See, during that time we learned about meristems like apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. So lateral meristem is found on the sides of this stem. Side means to all the sides of it. Okay, like if it is a stem, all sides. So these cells will add more cells to the surrounding. As a result, overall diameter will increase. So it will add many layers of cells here, adding to the girth of the plant. So this is called a secondary growth in plant, which is contributed by the lateral meristem or cambium. So once this multi-layered structure is formed, it has got a chemical called suberin. So this is the third chemical we are studying, because in the previous video we learned two chemicals, lignin and cutin. So here comes the third one, suberin. Suberin is present on the cells of cork or bark to make it impervious to gases and water. We learned simple tissues which are made up of only similar kind of cells. Now we are moving on to the next type of permanent tissue, that is complex tissues. Complex tissues means they have different types of cells, but they are all together performing a common function. So the typical examples of these complex tissues in plants are xylem and phloem. Xylem is a conducting tissue which conducts water and minerals from the soil to the leaves where photosynthesis is happening. The same way, phloem is another conducting tissue which is conducting the product of photosynthesis, that is the food, from the leaf to other parts of the plant. So these both are doing the function of conduction, so they are together called vascular bundles. So the presence of this vascular bundle is there only in complex plants which are adapted to the terrestrial environment. Because we know terrestrial plants have to depend on water in the soil so that they can take water through the roots and take it to the leaves. So they need a pipe or a tubular system to take it to the leaves and then transport the food to different parts of the plant. So vascular bundles are important for terrestrial habitat. Now since they are complex tissues, they have different types of component elements. So if you look at xylem, xylem made up of 4 different types of cells. Which are they? Tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Whereas phloem consists of 5 different types of cells, sieve tubes or sieve cells. When you learn classification, you will come across complex plants like gymnosperms, angiosperms, etc. So whichever flowering plants we are seeing around are all angiosperms. They have sieve tubes. But there is another group of plants which are not flowering but woody in nature. They are having sieve cells instead of sieve tubes. When companion cells or other kinds of cells present in that, then phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. When you see the components of xylem, in this only xylem parenchyma is living. Rest all cells are dead cells. Whereas when it comes to phloem, all cells are living except phloem fiber. Only phloem fiber is dead cell. So now we will see different types of cells involved in xylem, because their function is to conduct water and minerals from the root to the leaves. Now let us see the structure. These cells have thick walls. Among all these 4 elements in xylem, the tracheids and vessels are the one conducting water and minerals. So they have thick walls, and tracheids have tubular structure but with a tapering end. The ends are narrow or tapering, and they have opening here so that another one will be attached to that. Like how we are connecting straw, it is connected from root till it reaches the leaf. So it makes a continuous column through which the water can move up. The same way, another component of xylem is vessel. This is also a tubular structure, but it is a cylindrical structure. It's a hollow cylindrical structure. It's not having tapering ends. They have pores on the walls for sideways conduction also. Okay, because if water is taken from the root and if it is given to leaf, in between the trunk also needs water. So for that sideways conduction, holes are present. When it comes to xylem parenchyma, they are mainly storing substances, whereas xylem fibers give support. So mainly the conducting parts are structures and vessels. When we come to phloem, phloem has sieve tubes. Sieve means what? The filtering plates are called a sieve. So here they have plate-like structures in between the tube, but having lot of holes or pores so that the food can pass through. So this is called a sieve tube. Adjacent to sieve tube, you will see companion cells. You know who is a companion? Companion means friend, right? So this companion cell is always near the sieve tube. Then coming to phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. So here mainly conduction is through sieve tube. Companion cells actually control the activities of sieve tubes because sieve tubes lack nucleus. Then phloem parenchyma is for storage and phloem fiber is for support. So now we quickly see the differences between xylem and phloem. We can say xylem conducts water and minerals, phloem conducts food materials. In the xylem, conduction is only upward, that is always from root to the leaves, whereas in phloem it is in both the directions, maybe sometimes upwards, sometimes downwards. And in xylem, mostly dead cells, only xylem parenchyma is living, whereas in phloem, mostly living cells, only phloem fiber is dead. Hope you understood the concept of complex tissues well. We will learn animal tissues in the next part. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Biology My Passion.